All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another FusionCast. This is episode 31. I'm your host, Fusion64. Along with me every week for 31 weeks straight is my partner, Rebel Blood 80. How you doing, sir?
Better.
Better.
Yes.
Butter?
I was not feeling good all week long, so I am butter now.
Did you get the COVID-19?
No.
No? Oh, okay. Well, that's
I
good.
will categorically deny that up and down.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, it was a hell of a week. A shitty week.
Yeah, totally. I could see that if you're
But
not feeling well. But
we are here now for
some game discussion.
all the gaming news.
What gaming news is that?
I don't have any. Next to nothing happened this week.
No, really. Yeah, it was a quiet week. There was like some talk of maybe like a Titanfall announcement, maybe because they've been updating.
I think that was projection.
Yeah, they've been updating stuff, and people are thinking, they're putting 2 and 2 together, but it's equaling 5 and not 4. And today was like the 7th anniversary, so people were thinking they were going to announce something, and it didn't happen.
Well, that was kind of pretty big news because EA gave up on Titanfall, right? They left it to the cheaters, and nobody could play that game. It was just filled with cheaters.
Yeah.
And they went in and got rid of the cheaters now, at least for Titanfall 2, I believe. I don't know if they did it for Titanfall 1. But that was kind of big.
Yeah.
Of EA, who doesn't do anything typically, does something.
It was big of them, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Well, there was some news,
Which is
but
what
nothing
sparked the rumors, I guess, of Titanfall 3.
Yeah, and they've got like some like question marks and playlist and some other stuff. You'd have to really go down the rabbit hole, but yeah, nothing happens. So I won't keep holding my breath for a Titanfall 3 announcement. So
Titanfall 3, do you think it has its own campaign, or they just release it like Apex Legends and it's just multiplayer?
no, it's gonna have its own campaign.
Yeah, better, because that Titanfall 2 campaign was awesome.
Awesome, yeah, it was a great game. Yeah, not a ton of really news this week. I've just been playing a ton of Spider-Man, the Spider-Man.
Spooderman?
The Spider-Man, yes. I got my kids playing it too. He's blowing through this game. I feel like he's doing all of the main missions, or he's playing more than me because he's ahead of me in the main story. But I feel like I probably got him in overall progress. So I haven't checked, but I feel like, yeah. And so he's, I gotta be like, don't say nothing. Don't say, are you over? Are you here? Don't say nothing. So yeah. Next time I'm gonna have to just be quiet and play like a week or two ahead of him, and then like, oh hey, then But he kept asking me for weeks and weeks and weeks when this game was coming out, months actually. So he actually
You gotta get yourself review copies.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So I'll wait on that for sure. He loves unlocking all the suits. Like I think that's his like favorite thing in the game.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that I would do it, but not to get the suits to try them, because I'm the type of player where I typically find a suit or an ability that I love, and I just stick with that.
Yeah, no, he loves, and he's young, so he's got a really flashy style. He likes all the wild, flashy suits. Although the one that's on the screen now, this is one of my favorite for Miles. But yeah, it's funny because like I like screwing around with the different suits, but like when you're in like the main story missions, like I always switch back to the default suits because I'm weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that.
But yeah, this game is awesome, man. It is amazing. The story is great. Loving the story. The side quests are much improved. They're like really worth doing.
Are they though?
They are.
I've heard some things.
From who? I want to know from who.
Oh, I'm not giving out names.
Yeah.
I gotta protect my sources.
The side quests are much improved. They have actually more story to them.
I heard they brought back you play as Mary Jane.
That's a main. That's a main mission, and it's a really quick one. You actually get a weapon with her. That's not a side quest. That's a main quest.
But that doesn't make sense because she's just a normal person taking on like.
Are you being sexist?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Okay, that's a sexist comment.
No, I'm not. It's just these are people that are there to fight Spider-Man, right? And then this average Mary Jane, shows up with a taser and just takes them all out. Come on.
I know that is kind of dumb. Like
And
she takes him out with this taser when it takes like the Spider-Man like a million hits to kill these guys.
right. And
It's funny.
nobody liked that in the first game, and the players were very vocal about it, and they brought it back.
I was surprised. Yeah.
But I think the wokeness has its hand in
Oh God.
in this
Good
studio.
Lord, you're
Heavy-handed.
ridiculous.
Oh, come on.
You're
The-
ridiculous now because they put a Mary Jane mission in the game.
The Mary Jane mission, they've got the flags everywhere.
I think
And,
that's part of like Miles's like character. Even in like the comic books, he's very open about
They got the flag wrong.
I know that's the bad part. If you're gonna do that, you got to get it right. Got to get it right.
And then you play as his girlfriend, who's disabled.
I haven't gotten that far yet, so you're spoiling.
Oh, I'm
something
sorry,
for me.
spoilers.
Yes, yeah, you're spoiling something for me. I haven't gotten that far.
And then there's side quests where you're just doing hookups between people.
I haven't gotten all of that far, so I can't really say.
So you were saying that this game has great side quests and stuff like that.
I mean, the stuff that I've done, there's actual like story, and there's different like villains in some of the side quests. So yeah,
Which basically just brings me to my rant that they included all that stuff, right? And all that stuff is fine in there. It's fine. I'm not buying the game because it's not on PC yet. And even when it does come to PC, I'm gonna wait for a heavy discount like I typically do. And I'll get the game eventually. But they include all this stuff, and does it improve the game?
the game has improved over the previous two. Yes.
No, I'm talking specifically about the content we were just talking about. Does that content improve the game?
The content that I have played is improved over the previous games.
No, not the content you have played. The content we just talked about.
I can't.
Does that make it a better game?
I can't judge a content that I have not played like you are doing.
Okay. Well, you play it and then you get back to me, because I was reading some articles today where they were discussing all this content and that we were speaking about here in the game, but then they go and release it to like Muslim territories and they cut all that stuff out.
Oh, I see. I haven't read those alt-right pieces that you are you're describing to me. Was this?
Are you saying being Muslim is alt-right?
Was this on the Daily Wire's coverage of this game?
No, I don't watch the It just brings me to my rant that I was thinking about today, where it's games aren't made for anybody in particular anymore, like they used to be. Like you could go,
totally not. No.
You could go buy a game and be like, yeah, this game resonates with me, because now they're making games for everyone.
Right, totally.
And I think that's a disadvantage to the game, because when you do, like I just said, if you were to remove all those elements like they did for the Muslim territories from the game, which I wonder if you could get a copy of that on disc and then put it in your US hard drive, if all that stuff would be gone. That's interesting. Now that I think about that. But they remove all this stuff, and it doesn't make the game better by being in there. It doesn't make the game worse. It's just, without better words, pandering. The studio is just pandering to people, trying to drum up more sales, I guess. I don't know.
I see. I don't. Like, nobody's being like, look, they've got these missions with this woman in it. You women should buy the game. Nobody's doing
That's
that.
how I read about this. That yes, there is articles out there saying, look at what Spider-Man 2 has in it. Isn't it fantastic?
I have not read those articles, and I don't think anybody would be
I will
buying
send them
that
to
for
you.
those.
I
just looked up and read
Radar.
the one that's it's censored in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, so I mean,
I would not put it past it being Kotaku. Let me do a...
More than likely, yes. So if you were quoting a Kotaku piece, that's why I have not seen it, really. The Games Radar one is the one I just read with Saudi Arabia where they censored it, which all of these companies censor all of this stuff in China, really, basically. So
yeah, which is fine, but then, they make a big stink. Well, not Insomniac, but like when they came out with the PC and there was a modder that modded out a certain flag out of the PC version, the Gaming Nexus site made a big hubdub about that, but I don't know. It's just
Okay, so you're mad at Gaming Nexus. I don't understand what that has to do with this game.
uh well, when it does come to PC, there will be people modding it, and then it'll be Gaming Nexus will be in the news again because of that.
See,
Mark my words.
the best part about this is I don't care because I won't be playing it on PC. I play it where it's originally at.
Yeah, you're going to be playing the inferior version when
No,
the PC
I'm
version
playing
comes
it, 2 years before you. So
out. I'm going to be playing the remastered edition on PC.
yeah,
The true edition,
right.
the director's cut.
The Mary Jane mission was fine. I think people are being a bunch of big babies.
Well, if it's not
It's
fun, it's not fun. If you're there
actually
to
it
play
wasn't.
Spider-Man,
Actually, it
why
wasn't.
are you?
I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was pretty decent, and it was like a main story mission that kind of had something to do with the plot.
Yeah, but you're playing a Spider-Man game to play Spider-Man, or the Spider-Mens at this point.
Okay, but I think all of these games do different things to kind of switch up gameplay, so you're not doing the same thing all the whole game.
They did that by including a second Spider-Man.
Well, it's the same damn thing almost.
Well, then why
It's
is
just
there even a
different- it's
second
just different
Spider-Man
powers.
there?
Because he's a character that they brought into the universe. I don't know what
You're not winning me over.
think
You're just
you
telling
are
me that this is
being-
a bad game.
You are being like very combative because this is a 90 highly rated PlayStation game. I feel like
No, it's just a trend of the way games have been going for a long time.
it's like Arkham Knight where they put in like the Batmobile sequences that everybody hated, which I thought were actually pretty cool.
I actually like those, but you're still playing as Batman driving a Batmobile. It's not like they suddenly put you in the shoes of Alfred and you've got to go butler.
They would have been cool though.
Actually, yeah, I would play an Alfred Butler game. What does Alfred do while Batman's out,
Yeah, I don't know.
other than come save his ass every now and then? But I don't know. It's a trend of modern games where all modern games are starting to feel the same, and I find myself.
If this was like they were like play half the game as Mary Jane, women come play our game, then I would be like okay, but there was not like any like marketing or any type of material that actually tells anyone that they're playing as Mary Jane.
No, you're making it. Now you're making it sound sexist. No, it's not the fact that you're playing as Mary Jane. It's the fact that you're not playing as Spider-Man.
For I think like 10, 15 minutes, I think, out of a 30-hour game.
That you know of. You said you haven't beaten it yet.
Right, you're right. But neither you haven't.
The whole second half of the game could be Mary Jane.
You haven't turned the game on, so I think I might have a little bit better understanding of what I'm talking about than you.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And again, my critique is not solely of this game. It's just of.
I think
all
you
game
are
content.
you're bringing out a lot of bigoted, sexist views so far tonight.
Oh, I said it's fine that it's there. I'm just saying that it doesn't bring any added value
So
to the game.
you hate women, especially red-haired women. What else? Do you hate
even though
minorities as well?
Given the chance to play.
Cubans and Puerto Ricans you hate because you brought up both flags. So let's put them on the list too.
Hey now.
The flag mix-up was funny, and I was like, well, I was like, well, that's what you get for pandering. You screw up,
Right, because it shows that they don't really freaking care one way or another. That's what I'm saying. That if they cared about this, they would not be selling the game in Muslim territories to keep the content as is.
Well, they're a business. They want to make money.
Right?
Yeah, they're a business. They're a business like all businesses.
And my point is, it just doesn't bring any additional value to the game itself. Maybe for some people, which is fine, but not for me.
Right.
I'm not going to this game because it has this stuff. I'm not avoiding the game because it has this stuff. That's a whole different argument that weirdo people are about. But
yeah, I mean, kind of like how you're bringing it up. I didn't even really think of it. I'm like, oh, whatever.
This game is just a perfect example of it, and it's current. So it just got me thinking about this stuff. Plus, there's plenty of videos and articles being written about it. Not mainlining stuff, but I wish I knew which site wrote that article that was like, oh, look at what Spooderman's 2's got in it.
And
I don't think it was Kotaku.
What was the basis of the article that like you played it as a woman?
Well, I think one of the articles was you play as a disabled woman of
Oh,
color.
okay. Yeah, I didn't see that. I haven't played that mission yet, so thanks for spoiling me on the game.
You're welcome. I knew you were looking forward to that mission.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, even that, I do think that there's a little too many slow walk and talk like sections in the game.
Like Gears of War walk and talk. Like,
Yeah, kind of. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like you're in an apartment and walking around and but I mean, I guess that like they do that to add story and break up because people. I mean, I don't know. You'd probably get the articles like all you do is swing around. That's all you do. That's all you do. So I don't know. I think they do
what is
that.
it, a walking simulator?
Yeah, I think they do that to break up some of the game. Just swinging around and fighting. But yeah, I guess opinions, whatever. It didn't bother me. I'm having a blast with the game. I think it's a ton of fun. It's refined like the gameplay of the other games, and it does like there's no like I believe in the first one they had like towers or something you had to like activate, and it was like
Ubisoft
Ubisoft towers.
towers.
Yeah, and this one it's still divided into districts, but you don't like activate any towers. You go there and you can scan the area and you find like because there's certain like things to do, and they bring you to like a mission, and then it unlocks like all of them in a district, and so like you can't like just clear everything out in a district at one time because that stuff's not unlocked right away. When it slowly unlocks over time, so they change up the open world formula a little bit, which is refreshing. Uh, yeah, I mean my second favorite thing is the diversity of the game. It's very diverse
Oh,
cast.
yes. That's why that's why
So I
it's your
bought it.
game of the year, right?
So I bought it. Yeah.
Not because of the way the game plays or anything like that, just because the game is diverse.
No. Yeah. This game's
Gameplay
it's fun.
second, diversity first.
Man, you're really triggered on this game.
No, not just this game. All games
You are
like this.
very triggered.
It's similar to like the Oblivion horse armor. What did the horse armor bring to the game? Nothing, and it just well, that was actually extra money. You're getting all this woke stuff, and it's not extra money. So I guess fair enough. But
Remember, you were.
it
I mean,
being
I
there,
was like, oh, you can change you can have your select your pronouns in what was it, Starfield. You're like, oh yeah, whatever, it doesn't bother me.
no, that is a problem. I did say it was a problem. It's a
You're like,
problem
oh,
because
okay, I don't care.
no,
That's an Xbox
I
game. Oh,
you don't even
oh,
remember what I said. The problem was the problem is that you get injected into conversations in that game where instead of characters talking directly to you, they talk around you because they've got to utilize the pronouns, right?
yeah.
So instead of a character talking directly to you and saying, you know, he or they have to word it to where it says he, right? They have to write it so that way it says he, not hey you fella or you dude. It's got to be like somebody else is in the scene, so they're like, oh, he is the starboard. He goes to stars, where you're standing right in front of them and you're not a part of the
Mm,
conversation. They're talking around you about you. That's the
mm,
problem with the pronouns in Starfield. And I think that's the point that a lot of people are missing with that game and the pronouns.
yeah.
Like all the people that are screeching about pronouns, it doesn't matter that the pronouns are in the game. It matters that the writing suffers because of it.
Mm. You know what I was thinking that this brings up? I mean, Xbox just acquired a ton of IP, but a lot of their IP uh, is like choose your own character, build your own thing. Whereas like a lot of the stuff that PlayStation and Nintendo do are characters, and I think that they need to really they
And
need
because of that, Xbox's portfolio is already that way. And because of that, Xbox games have no identity of their own.
yeah, really like like oh Spider-Man, I know Spider-Man, or like Kratos, these big characters that people are really drawn to, where it's like
Yeah,
I'm
you have
drawn
Master
to
Chief and
a
who
property,
else
yeah.
for Xbox?
I mean, I don't know. The woman that Gears of War was Marcus. Then they tried to do JD. Then they went to the woman because then they all went all like, well, we need strong female Kate and that's really all. Steve. They got Steve from Minecraft, but that's more of like a kids know Steve. What else do they really have with like a character? Doom guy, he's not really a fascinating character. They need to build up. That's the next thing I would
Doom
be
Guy
working
has no
on.
character. He
Yeah,
kills hell demons
right,
and punches computer screens.
right. That's the
But
next
they
thing they really need to really work on is start making some.
games with identity,
Yeah,
not ambiguity,
right. Yeah, totally.
which the whole pronoun argument is all about ambiguity. So
Yeah,
these games have no identity. Starfield has no identity. Not that it needs it, because it's supposed to be, you building, I don't know, whatever the hell you want. But
I look at like compare like two game like I don't know. I didn't play Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but I think weren't you able to switch between like a man and a woman character like on the fly in that game or something like that?
no, I think that was Syndicate.
No, that was
You,
Valhalla. It was
no,
Valhalla.
Valhalla,
You
you
could do.
chose your character from the beginning.
I think I could have sworn that you could like select you could switch your character on the fly in that
I've
game.
got like 15 days in that game, and the game's only like a third complete. I think I know what I'm talking about.
I don't know if you do, but you were just telling me I didn't know what I was talking about on a game that you didn't play either. So, um,
Touche.
but either way, like I don't know. I think Horizon is as good, or you don't like it, whatever you want to say about it, is as good because there's a character. Now, if Aloy could have been like a man or whatever like that, I think the game suffers from that, or like The Last of Us or God of War. It was just like, oh, I could be woman Kratos or man Kratos. My opinion though.
No, I think you're right. You're onto something there, and I think that's something that a lot of modern video games are missing, because they try to be games for everyone, whereas you go to play God of War because this is another argument I'm going to have about the next game, because we all know what the next game's going to be. But you go to God of War to play as Kratos, right?
Yeah, right, totally.
Even though it feels like the next game you're going to be playing as what the hell's the kid's name?
Okay, so I'm reading a game rant article that says Assassin's Creed Valhalla allows the player to change Evior's gender at will. In doing so is surprisingly easy. You have to go.
I have no idea how to do
You
it.
go into the Animus, and you can then change Evior's appearance.
Oh, but it has nothing to do with the storyline or anything like that.
No, but I mean, I feel like you can build a better story. I feel like for your character if you are just sticking to one gender and you build around that person instead of like, well, we've gotta. I don't know. I don't know. My opinion.
That would be kind of hilarious, though, if you did a quest as like a dude and then you came back as a woman, and the quest character was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
weren't you a dude? What happened to the dude?"
uh,
But Ubisoft would never make that quest.
so yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I like Spider-Man 2. You can go to hell.
I didn't say anything was wrong with the game itself. I'm just saying the additional stuff, the
You,
politics that they're throwing into the game
look at
don't
the
need to be
look at the
there. And
screen right now. Tell me that this does not look fun riding this bicycle in a
actually,
park.
this looks stupid as hell. Not gonna lie, a little bit of
keep watching. I failed this mission on accident to see what happened.
You got ray tracing turn? Is there ray tracing as this game? I'm noticing the puddles.
I am on the 60 FPS mode. That I don't know if it has. I don't think it
Oh
has ray
no,
tracing.
that's probably not ray tracing then.
So,
That's nice puddle work. They brought back the puddles after Puddlegate.
oh god, stupid
It looks
Xbox
like.
idiots. So like you have to like ride this bike and get it back to the starting line, or the battery's like overheating and it's gonna blow up. And I failed it just to see what happens. Blow yourself up. It was pretty fun. There are some of these like monotonous, boring missions, but they're not like there's not a lot of them to where like the first game there was a lot of Mary Jane missions. There was a lot of Miles like sneak missions that were part of the main story. And so far I've really only come across the one that's in the main story. So.
You know what? Overall, all open world games, side content fucking blows. No matter what. Period. The best example of side content in an open world game is in Elden Ring. You know why? Because you don't have to go to the side content, but you go there and you get something meaningful.
Yeah. Maybe.
Hell, you might not even know that the side content's there.
Elden Ring
You're crazy,
sucks.
man.
You played some Mario this week? More Mario?
I did.
Is that game woke because you can play as Peach and Daisy and Rosalina
It
and a
is.
little
It is,
Toad?
and it's better for it.
They actually marketed it, so that's a game that actually markets that you can play as a woman.
Playing as a woman doesn't make a game woke.
I don't know. That's what you said to me. You just told me that it was woke because there was
No,
flags and you could play as a woman.
it's pandering.
Pandering,
The
I'm
fact
sorry.
that
But
it's
you did use the
pandering
word
to.
woke, so I don't know.
Well,
You're getting
what
me
other words
confused.
should I use? I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
what the hell to use. I just know the stuff is being woke. I'm just an average person.
So Mario good?
Mario is fantastic. I
Is,
made it to the I'm like a good ways through the second world, as it were, and it is awesome.
is it,
Every stage is awesome. I even went out of my way to they have side paths, like most of the 2D Marios at this point,
yeah.
and they show you how difficult the level is before you enter it. I entered one of the most difficult levels, and it was difficult, and it was fun. I failed maybe 3 or 4 times at it
Hmm.
before I got through it. And then at the very end, I was like, "Oh, there's a secret there," and you need a power up to get through the secret, and I didn't have it at the time. So I'm like, "Man, I got to go back and do this level all over again." But that's
Uh.
for another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is awesome.
Nice. Glad you like it.
Definitely game of the year contender.
Nice. I am glad that you are liking it.
You'll like it someday too, I bet.
I will. Yeah. Around Christmas time when we get it for the kid.
Like I think it's the best 2D Mario.
That's good. I believe this is the best 3D Spider-Man game.
I don't know, that one on the PlayStation was pretty good.
Lol.
Which I think wasn't the better one, Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation also?
Was that the PlayStation or the GameCube? The Tobey
No, there
Maguire
was
ones?
I wish I remember. There was one that was very highly rated on the PlayStation 1.
I don't think I played that.
And I thought it was the second game. So is it could it be canon that second Spider-Man games are the better game?
Maybe it could. Yeah, totally. A lot of times, second games are the better game in most franchises.
Well, yeah, you could say that with Gears, Halo. I
No,
don't know about
maybe Halo. I don't know. I think maybe Halo Combat Evolved is probably better.
the ending for sure is.
Yeah, totally. We had some shakeups at both Xbox and PlayStation this week. Did you hear about
Oh, I didn't hear
those?
about the Xbox one. I heard about the PlayStation one, which sounds kind of weird and fishy.
Well, we'll get out. The Xbox one's pretty quick. We can get into really quickly, but I guess Sarah Bond was promoted to head of gaming, I guess, at Xbox. And Matt Booty has been promoted. He oversaw Xbox Game Studios. Now he's overseeing Xbox Game Studios and ZeniMax, which yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, after Starfield, I'm not really interested in anything Microsoft.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
Starfield and Forza.
just that he really didn't do a great job on the Xbox Game Studios side. So now you put him in charge of ZeniMax as well. You put more on his plate.
Hey man, people fail upwards.
They do. You can't. You fail. Yeah. Seriously. So Sarah Bond is now the Xbox president and overseeing the entire platform. People seem to like her. I have no issue with her. Matt Booty, yeah, president of game content and studios, which now includes ZeniMax and Bethesda. So
Man, who are they going to put in charge of?
Activision, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
That'll be interesting. That will be interesting. So that one wasn't that wasn't I just found it hilarious that like yeah he basically failing upwards like because none of those 5 studios that they bought really released any. I mean, State of Decay has not had another one since 2017. Playground and Fable still hasn't come out. Compulsion, nothing. What are the other ones that they bought? Oh, Hellblade still has not come out. Like, and then yeah, I mean, he just seems like he hasn't done a great job at managing those other studios. So you give him, the ZeniMax Bethesda thing. I thought it was interesting, but like I said, these people in these big like companies just fail upwards. So
For real, man. And who pays for it? The gamers.
right, totally. So yeah, then on the PlayStation side, we had Connie Booth, who basically,
It gave birth to Sony.
yeah, she basically, I mean, she worked at Sony for 34 years. She was, what was
She was there before they had a gaming division, I read.
yeah, yeah, she worked at Sony and then went to PlayStation. Let me try to figure out what her role was. She was like okay, senior vice president, head of internal production at Sony Interactive Entertainment. So, it's kind of pretty an important job, maybe. I mean, I guess you would say like kind of like what almost like what Matt Booty did oversee the Xbox Game Studios. She kind of was maybe head of production. Well, no, that would be Herman Hulse, but like so basically she was like a head producer at for all of these studios, and basically she was fired. And from what I guess David Jaffe said, I don't know if
Oh,
you've
did
seen
it
that
come
video.
out as fired? I
Yeah,
remember
it's
when I
like
was reading about it, it was like kind of iffy if she was fired or retired or
no,
quit, resigned.
Jeff
So she was fired.
Jaffe has two sources. He says that she was fired, and from what he has heard is that so they Sony was pushing for this games as a service stuff, and a lot when they were unhappy with these studios were unhappy that they were kind of getting pushed into the games as a service direction, and then when Bungie came in and they basically canceled Naughty Dog's, well, they didn't cancel it. Bungie didn't, but whoever canceled Naughty Dog's The Last of Us Factions thing, all these other studios were pissed off that like, hey, you guys are pushing this to this games as a service stuff, and then the biggest studio here, they just canceled their game, and so like I guess there was a lot of unrest and unhappy people at these studios, and she kind of took the fall for that.
Well, that sounds kind of like bullshit.
So like we don't know if this is a Jim Ryan initiative. Like it seems really wild that Jim Ryan is retiring and now she's getting fired. Like it was not even a month ago when he announced that he was retiring. I believe probably a few weeks ago. So this is all really close happening. Seems a little fishy.
Yeah, is this a sign of a possible dip for Sony PlayStation?
No, totally. I
They
don't.
might slip from the lead
No, I don't think
because
they're
of
gonna
this.
slip from the lead.
If they go
Not this
full horse into
generation.
games as a
Not
service,
this generation. I think they've got this generation sewed up, but like long term, it's not great. They need to. I think you could see it with really only one single player game from their studios this year, and then next year we have no announced single player games from PlayStation Studios. I think you could see that. Yeah, they screwed up something in the pipeline here. Definitely.
just repeating what Xbox already failed at, man.
Right. And and Ubisoft too. Like,
And Ubisoft and EA, kind of, yeah.
yeah, I mean, dude, the game services as a service stuff is fool's gold.
It is.
It is fool's gold. Like, yeah, there's a few of them that make a boatload of money.
It
There's
works for 1 out of 100 games.
like, but there is a million of these dead games, and you look at that Naughty Dog's Factions game. That game probably costed like 100 million, probably that they just shit fucking on. And I think
Yeah.
there was talk of that a lot of these studios were really pissed off too that like Bungie came in and is kind of like, you know, the new person's coming in and overseeing all these studios that have been here before and about this games as a service stuff. So yeah, it sounds like
When their game's not even doing that hot
right. I mean,
anymore.
yeah, and they've stumbled a lot too. It's not like they've come in and made all of the right moves.
They're still stumbling. People aren't happy with Destiny 2.
Supposedly that game is like a microtransaction hell, basically.
Yeah, I refuse to boot it up ever again.
So yeah, it's not all flowers and rainbows over there at PlayStation. There's some issues going on. Hopefully, this new CEO that gets in there, kind of makes a little bit of pivot. I mean, it's smart to get into some of the games as a service stuff, but you can't really be pushing. I wouldn't be pushing all of these because you got to imagine most of these teams are mostly single player, developers. I think that's a different skill. It takes a different mindset of a studio to make a successful live service game, really.
Yeah.
Just look at like Anthem.
And I think it's better to be a new IP as well, as opposed to trying to slap games as a service on an existing IP.
Yeah, totally. Totally. I mean, look at Fortnite and Call of Duty are super successful, but I mean, there's a million other that have failed.
Oh yeah, we should do a podcast on one of those, or an extra video.
Speaking of games as a service, I forgot to mention last week that I played Roblox.
Oh yeah,
that just launched on PlayStation. It had over 10 million downloads. I put it on my kid. He downloaded it because he's been waiting for it. And dude, that game is pretty impressive. Like the stuff that people make on there. There's a Call of Duty clone that is actually pretty good on there.
Yeah, you can make money on there.
Yeah, there's a very like cartoonish like Halo game that has like the Halo like Team Slayer and all the other voiceover stuff on there, and it's really good. I mean, I was quite impressed with some of the stuff I was playing.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever download it though. To me, I'm too much of an old man.
Yeah,
that's like
I didn't download it on mine. It downloaded it on his. So I
don't want that paper trail leading back to
me. They might come and arrest me. Oh man, that's all I really have this week. It's a slow week.
Oh, you just been playing Spider-Man?
That's it. Not touched
Roblox.
Anything. Yeah. I mean, Roblox was 2 weeks ago. I haven't touched anything other than Spider-Man. I put Assassin's Creed down. I put a whole bunch of stuff down.
Well, like I said, I was sick and I really didn't get to play all that much, but I did continue a little bit in Cyberpunk, Superpunk, and I actually made it to the DLC after 85 hours.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yes. Partly because I did all the side content first. You probably should not do that.
Oh.
But I'm in Phantom Liberty now, and it is awesome. It is like an extended mission.
They don't make you play as any women in that game, do they?
Well, you could play as a woman or a man,
I was only joking.
A woman with a penis, or a man with a vagina. You could be whatever you want in that game.
Woke trash.
But it's so far it's been like nonstop action in the DLC, and it is awesome.
Excellent. That's on the list. I bought it, so I have to play it.
And like we were discussing, I don't think it was last week, but the week before, maybe. Who knows at this point? I booted up the Quarry and started playing that.
Oh, did you? How was it?
I like it. It seems a little slow, but a good horror movie starts up a little slow, introducing the characters and everything like that, and then people start dying.
Nice. I was thinking about buying that this week. There's like 3 different games I was thinking about buying this week, but I was like, dude, I've got so much stuff to play that, yeah.
Yeah, another reason why I don't want to buy any modern games is because I've got so much stuff to play, and then I've got these retro consoles, and there's stuff on there that I never beat that I'd like to go back to and beat. So I'm just like, I don't think I should be buying anything new for a while. I was just looking. I really want to play Alan Wake 2.
Oh yeah, that's really another Game of the Year contender. Jeez.
Is it? I haven't read any reviews or anything.
I saw it's either high 80s or 90s, I believe.
Oh, that's good for Remedy.
Tons of perfect scores. Like one of those like ads that says 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10 from all these different sites. So yeah.
Yeah, I can't buy that game for a while though because it's only available on Epic.
Oh no, God, good Lord.
Yeah, damn exclusivity.
Yeah, I mean, I was just seeing. I forgot that last month, even like the PS Plus stuff from this year, I still want to get back to. Like last month was Saints Row. I want to download it and at least try it. I totally would like to play some, shitty GTA clone. Uh, and then Callisto
Talk
Protocol.
about woke
Yeah,
garbage.
totally. And then Callisto Protocol from this month. I really actually do want to play that game. So,
Oh yeah, I did wind up getting that game for super cheap on Steam. So
and then I got Mass Effect Legendary Edition earlier on in the year that I want to go. I never played or beat 3. I don't think so.
3 is not the best.
2 is the
2 is
best.
the best
Yeah,
for sure,
but
but it's not bad.
so yeah, definitely. Dude, so much stuff to play. And I
Yeah, the
just
quarry is
stopped.
pretty good, and
I bet you I could get the crew really cheaply now if I didn't buy it day one and then play for 6 hours and stop playing it.
oh, you got me wanting to look at that price.
It
Oh,
was
you know what?
it
I'm
was
gonna rub it in your
20% off
face
last week.
for the 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 after Thanksgiving sale, Black
Oh
Friday
yeah,
sale.
I'm sure.
I'm gonna rub that in your face.
Totally, that's fine. And I still got to, after Spider-Man, I get to platinum on that and go back to AC Mirage and platinum that, and then I'm off free to do some other stuff. So,
Cyberpunk, man.
yeah,
You'll
I'll
be
be I'll be ready.
jumping on and playing
I'll
it.
be ready for a good first-person game after playing those 2 third-person open-world Ubisoft style games.
You'll be playing it after I finally beat it. After like 140 hours, at the rate I'm going.
Ooh man, I don't know if I want to play it that long. Dude, and then
You don't have to. I just wound up doing all the side content first.
And then mid-November, the Back to the Future DLC for Power Wash Simulator.
Oh, is that what was announced? I saw there was
Yeah.
an announcement, but I didn't pay attention to it.
I don't know if that was the announcement, but I know that is coming. Yeah, might have been.
There was that Xbox showcase. Did you see any of that?
I only saw the trailer for Metal Gear Solid 3. This is a trailer. It's like a, graphics showcase or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little worried about that game.
Yeah, it looks weird.
They're using Unreal when they have that Metal Gear Solid 5 game engine,
Oh yeah,
but
right.
it's
The
not
Fox
Konami
engine,
making it.
Fox engine. Yeah, so that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Snake's face looks weird in that.
is it going to play like Metal Gear at all?
Oh, that's
Is
true.
what I'm wondering.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or is it just going to feel like Unreal Engine 5 game number 3976?
Totally. Yeah. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
I guess we'll see.
We'll find out.
Which brings me to another game I was playing, just briefly though. I got the Metal Gear Solid collection.
Oh, nice. That was a waste.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah.
How would you get it on Steam?
Yeah, I pre-ordered a while back and I got a deal on it.
How
So
disappointing is that?
no, actually it's okay. The games are good, right?
They really did nothing to any of the games, though.
They didn't, which is fine because they're not calling it the Metal Gear Solid Remaster Collection. It's just called the Master Collection.
Yeah.
So if they threw a remaster on there, we'd have a problem because you could download an emulator for PlayStation 1, right, and add a bunch of shaders and shit to it,
Yeah.
and the game would look fantastic. And they could have done something like that because it's just emulation.
Yeah.
They didn't rebuild these games or anything like that. They could have added these shaders and maybe included a button to swap between the old style and new style, and that would have been worth it. But as it is, it's okay.
Nice.
They're good games.
Nice.
Yeah, my cousin was talking to me, and he thought that they removed Kojima's name from them.
No, they just didn't add his name to like the collection or whatever like that.
Yeah, it's still in the games. None of the games have been edited like they do a lot of shit nowadays.
Yeah.
It's all as it was. I think there's an introductory card saying this is from another era, and
Oh God.
some people might
Be offended.
take offense.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. Seriously, we need to do that.
yeah. I don't know why, but
Come on. That's even more offensive than the stuff you were talking about earlier.
it is. It is. But
That's
they
even
didn't.
more offensive that we have to apologize
What would have
for
been more
this game.
offensive is if they went in and changed things so they didn't have to put that card on there, right?
Right. I still find
Dropping
that
big censor bars in the throughout the game.
I still find that ridiculously offensive. Seriously, that's so stupid.
The anti-offensive offended you?
Yeah, that is just dumb. So they're apologizing for the game that came out 30, 40 years ago, whatever.
You know what though? Kojima's name's not going to be in Metal Gear Solid 3 remake.
Yeah, I mean, probably not.
No, not at all. None of the designers. I wonder. Kojima wrote the game. He's not even going to get a writer's credit.
He might.
I don't think so. Konami hates him, dude.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, I played a little bit of that to see how it ran and operated on PC. It runs fine. I hear there's problems with stuff on Switch
Oh yeah,
and
I'm
stuff like
sure
that.
there is.
Some people were having problems where the Metal Gear Solid was only playing as like the PAL version on PlayStation, I think, which runs at a lower frame rate
Yeah,
because the UK is weird.
right.
But I didn't have that problem. It actually let me choose on PC. I believe it let me choose because it also gave me an option to play as the Japanese version.
Interesting.
Yeah, good stuff. And other than that, I messed around on my Steam Deck a little bit more. I remembered I had a larger memory card for my old Nintendo Switch, which I gave to my wife. So I went and found that, dug that out. Turned out to be a 256 gig card. So I slotted that into my Steam Deck and started putting games on there. More games. Tried out some different stuff. Man, Mad Max is awesome on the Steam Deck.
Really?
Yeah, did you ever play Mad Max?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's an underrated game.
it is. Yeah.
That's going to be Rebels Recommends of the week.
Oh,
Mad Max.
nice.
Game's always dirt cheap. On Steam right now, I think the game's like $3.
What is WB doing? I wish they would update some of these games for like the modern systems or like re-release them. I don't care. Like they put the Robert Pattinson, the Batman suit in Arkham Knight this week, and then pulled it because I think they put it in too early. Like I think that was probably supposed to come out when the Switch version was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so
I didn't realize they were still adding stuff to that game.
well they weren't, but I think that like since they're re-releasing that game on the Switch, I think they were going to add that must have been in the Switch version, so they were going to add it. They added it to the other ones and then pulled it because I think originally the Switch game was supposed to come out like this past week, but then it got delayed. So I think that's what it was.
And that's Arkham Knight, you say?
Yeah, but they haven't like, dude. There's no that game still runs at 30. Like the Arkham Collection still runs at 30 because it's a PS4. Like, dude, re-release those or update them with higher frame rates or something. Like, come on, I would totally play those.
Yeah, I got nothing on Steam here for that DLC, which is a bummer.
I would say re-release the PC versions, but I think the PC version was shit. I think that they pulled that off the market. I believe.
I have it. It's fine now, but yeah, it was one of the WB games that released and was just unplayable. It was so broken.
Yeah.
They're doing better though at releasing games on PC now.
Yeah.
It seems like the worst port of Mortal Kombat 1 was the Switch version.
Well, yeah, because of the Switch, you can't barely run it. So.
And now you got me wanting to play Batman Arkham Knight.
I want to play it, but I'm not at 30 though.
And it is compatible with the Steam Deck.
Oh, nice.
Maybe I'll download it there.
There's a WB Humble bundle this week.
Is there?
Yeah, you should check it out. It's got like Back for Blood.
Probably own those.
I mean, yeah, I think you probably own most of the stuff, but yeah, there's
Because WD-40 puts all their games on sale super cheap. That's why I'm not going to buy Mortal Kombat 1 until it's like $10.
Right, totally, with like the Ultimate Collection or whatever.
Exactly. With all the DLC released, you pay $10 and you have it all.
Buy it, never play it. Just like me, I bought 11 and still haven't downloaded and played.
I got 11 and I still haven't played it,
Yeah.
and I paid no more than $15 for 11, the
Yeah.
Ultimate version.
Same here. Same
Which-
here.
I want to play 11.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to go back all the way to Mortal Kombat. What was that, 9? Where they started this continuing story that led from 9 to 10 to 11, which rolls back over into the reboot of 1.
Yeah.
I'd like to play through all those stories again.
Nice. Oh, all right. You got anything else for the week? I got to get out of here. I got an early morning. It is
No,
bedtime for me. I'm an old man.
I think I exhausted everything I had.
You did. You got me fired up in the beginning, and you drained all my energy.
Sorry about that, but you'll sleep good tonight.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you again probably next Friday. We're gonna be stick on this Friday schedule for a while. We'll see what happens.
Sounds good to me.
I am Fusion64 and my co-host Rebel Blood 80, and we will see you guys next week.
Adios.